Hey y'all, it's Jen, and welcome to Iffer's Inklings. I have my November book haul for you. Now, I want to start out by saying that while this book haul is huge, I think I've got like 20 books here. I went to my local library's book sale and picked all these up, except for one, which is a giveaway that I won from Goodreads. So obviously that one didn't cost me anything, and these other 20 cost me less than $20. The paperbacks are 50 cents and the hardbacks are $1. So let's dive into this book haul. So I'm going to start out with my one Goodreads giveaway book that I won, and that is Ready for Wild by Leora Blake. I actually think that this is a third book in a series, and I entered it on a whim thinking, well, if I win it, then I'll pick up the first two books and read it before I get to the third one, because I didn't expect to win it. And lo and behold, I did. But this is a contemporary, and I believe it's actually an adult contemporary romance series. Now, on to the big stuff. Confess by Colleen Hoover. I have never read any Colleen Hoover stuff, and I know she's kind of hit or miss. I know that there's some problematic stuff in some of her books. I've never read anything by her, and she's either one of those authors that you love or one that you hate. And I wanted to give her a try. And it was only 50 cents, so I thought that it would probably be, you know, even if I hated them, it would be okay. And I also picked up Slammed by Colleen Hoover. Again, they're 50 cents, so if I love them, great. If I hate them, it's not that big of a deal either. And I have no idea what either one of these are about, other than they are that she typically writes new adult contemporary romances. Next, I picked up Beside a Burning Sea by John Shores. This is a World War II story, and I think it revolves around one of the hospitals, maybe a nurse at one of the hospitals during World War II. World War II, Nazi Germany, those are kind of keywords that if I see it, it's guaranteed to make me pick the book up. So next I have Hex Hall by Rachel Hodkins. I have no idea what it's about. I know it's gotten some buzz. I've seen some buzz on it from some other booktubers. It involves witches, and it's a young adult story. That's about all I know. And then I have Public Enemy by Anne Aguirre. I thought that I picked up a couple of other Anne Aguirre books in this series trilogy from Book Outlet with my last Book Outlet purchase, but I don't see them on my shelf. And that is why I picked this up, because I thought I had the other ones. I do believe it's a trilogy, but I love her Razorland series, and so I wanted to give some more of her work a try. So I picked this one up. I hope it's the first book. If not, I'm gonna have to go on Book Outlet and buy more books. Next, I picked up Forgive Me, Leonard Peacock by Matthew Quick. I don't know a lot about it, other than I know it's gotten a lot of buzz on Twitter and throughout the book community. Next, I picked up The Eternity Cure by Julie Kagawa, I believe. And I picked this up because of the author. I know nothing about this book. I don't know if it is part of a series, if it's a standalone. I know nothing about it. But I enjoyed her, the first book of the Talon series that I've read by her, and I've enjoyed her Iron Fae, the Iron Fae series. This says that it is a darkly thrilling dystopian saga. So I like dystopian. I like her writing. So I'm hoping I enjoy this book as well. Next, I have Crazy by Han Nolan. I have absolutely no idea why I picked this book up or what it's about. but it's a pretty cover, so maybe that's what caught my attention. I have no idea. It is a National Book Award winning author. Maybe that's what caught my attention. Again, I have no idea. Next, I have Icons by Margaret Stoll. I don't know anything about this book. It is one I picked up solely based on the author. I enjoyed the book that she wrote with Cami Garcia, the Beautiful Creatures series, and so I wanted to give some of her specific writing a try. Next, I have Code by Kathy Reichs and Brendan Reichs. I believe this is book 3 in the Viral series. I don't own any of the other series books, but this is one of my favorite young adult series. It is about a group of teenagers who are involved in a mystery type setting where and ultimately they get exposed to a virus that is mostly in dogs and wolves, but it's been mutated, and so it affects humans, the parvovirus. So it's really good, and I've just fell in love with this series the moment that I first read the first one. I think we're up to 4 or 5 books in the series, and I'm not sure when the next one is released. Next is also another book that I have read, and that is The Myth of You and Me by Leah Stewart. This is an adult book about friendship and the loss of friendship, specifically your best friend, and what that does to a person. When you've been best friends through your whole growing up years, your teenage years, and then something happens and you have a falling out in your early 20s, and then you're no longer friends at all, and what that does to a person, especially to women whose female connections are very important to us, especially when you don't really know why you're no longer friends. There's not a lot of books that I've found dealing with the loss of a friendship, especially a female friendship. There's loss of a sibling, there's loss of a parent, there's loss of lovers, but there's not anything that really speaks to the loss of a friend. And this book did, and I really think it does it well. And I highly recommend this if you are looking for something with that kind of theme. Next, I have The Here and Now by Anne Brashears. Again, I know nothing about this book. I picked it up specifically because of the author. I really enjoyed the Traveling Pants series that she did, and so I just wanted to read more of her work, some more of her backlog. Next, I have Girl Meets Boy by Kelly Milner Halls. It says edited by Kelly Milner Halls. I don't know. I have no idea what this book is about. I probably liked the cover, and so I grabbed it. It's a thin book. And it looks like it's probably a contemporary, a young adult contemporary. So we'll see. Next, I have Side Effects May Vary by Julie Murphy. And I've heard a little bit about this book. I know I've had it in my cart a couple of times on Book Outlet, but for whatever reason, I have not purchased it. So I'm not really sure exactly what it's about, but I know I've heard some buzz about it, and I wanted to check it out. And I really like this cover. It's pretty cute. And it also, the little blurb up here, I don't know what you call those. It says, the year she was meant to die became the year she started to live. And so that kind of intrigued me as well. Next, I have The Museum of Intangible Things by Wendy Wonder. No idea why I picked it up. Then we have A Long Way Down by Nick Hornby. I have no idea what this is about. I picked this one up strictly because of the author. I've picked up several of his books after reading Juliet Naked, which I really loved. He is an adult chick lit author. Next, I have Push Girl by Chelsea Hill and Jessica Love. This is a book about a girl in a wheelchair. I don't know much more about that. It is a young adult contemporary. I have The Dirty Girl Social Club by, I'm going to butcher this name and I'm sorry, Elisa Valdez Rodriguez, I believe. I don't know. I don't know much about it. I know that I've heard the name around. I've heard some buzz about it. I'm not exactly sure where, if it's something that's popped up on my Goodreads or if I've seen it over on Twitter or through other book reviewers. But I have, again, heard some buzz about it. And so when I saw it, I grabbed it. It looks fun. I do believe it's an adult novel, contemporary novel, not young adult. Finally, this last book is a monster. This is one that I have read, and it is Acheron by Sherilyn Kenyon, and it is book number, I don't know, 14, 15, 18, I don't know, somewhere up there in the teens of the Dark Hunter series. And this is probably one of my favorites in the whole series. I love Acheron's character. Of this whole series, Acheron and Nick Gaucher are my two favorite characters. And so when I saw that they had this book there, and it was $1 and it is massive, I wanted to grab it. I don't own any other physical copies of the Dark Hunter series. I do have them all on Kindle up to, I don't know, several of them. I think up to like 20 something. There's a ton of them. And I have read through the one after this one. Let's see, when was it published? Oh, it's a first edition. Nice. 2008. This was published in 2008, and I have read through it, and at least the one after this, if not two after it. So I'm a little behind on this series. I need to catch up. But again, it's one of those that I wanted on my shelf because I love Acheron so much. Just adore him. And with that, that does it for my November book haul. Again, all of these were purchased, except for one, through my local library's book sale. I'm always happy to contribute to them because it benefits the library, and I highly recommend it. If you have a local library and they do book sales, be sure and check them out. You can pick up some great books from them at great reasonable cost, especially if you are on a budget. And again, it goes to help the library. As you can see, a good chunk of these are actually library discard books where they've probably purchased 2 or 3 books, and they're getting rid of some of the duplicates now that they're no longer or such high demand. And then there are some of these that were donated to the library, and for whatever reason the library couldn't use them, so they were selling them to add money back into the library itself. So if you've read any of these books, let me know what you thought of them. If you are planning on reading any of these based off of this book haul, let me know that as well. I'd be interested to see which ones caught your attention like they've caught mine. Especially some of these that I don't know what they're about. If you know what they're about, if you've read them, let me know what you thought of them. And if there's any of these that I need to bump up pretty high on my list to get those read pretty quickly, let me know that as well. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button so you can see more content from me. I will probably have at least one more book haul before the end of the year because it's Christmas time, and surely I'll get some books for Christmas or gift cards so I can buy books, hopefully. And then in January, I go on a book buying ban for the most part because the majority of these books behind me are all unread. And so I need to do some reading of my books that I've already purchased so that I can buy more books and that these don't go neglected, because these are ones that I do want to read. I think I'm up to like 150 unread books on my bookshelf right now. Yay. So, but until next time, bye.